Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today finally the Halloween festival started in Guild Wars 2, meaning that for the upcoming 3 weeks we will have this big farm event, which is the Mad King Labyrinth. This is by far my most favorite festival in Guild Wars 2 because of the chill and spooky atmosphere. It's like kinda funny. I think it recreates a very proper atmosphere of Halloween. This farm consists in opening the doors scattered around the map of the labyrinth, and killing the mobs which spawn from them, and also killing most of the mobs which are around. Like as you walk around in the map there are many mobs, you have to hit them, so this is why I recommend this build in particular, because it really can help you hitting all of the enemies. Some doors will spawn bosses and some doors will spawn just mobs. They are fixed so you can recognize them, like this one will spawn a lot of mobs. The mobs spawning scale with the amount of players around the door when you open it, so don't open it solo, because you will have just 5 mobs or something like that. The more people you are, the more spawn you get. The amount of trick-or-treat bags you drop from the enemies is depending on your magic find, so the goal is to maximize your magic find before farming this, and with a proper amount of magic find you can easily get like 30 gold per hour with this farm, with this build, with the current price of the trick-or-treat bags. Let's get started and let's start from the build. So the stats on the gears don't really matter, because you just need to hit the enemies to get the loot. However, if you have a lot of power, like if you are full berserker, you will almost one-shot the enemies. Like not one-shot, but if you and like 10 other players give one hit to an enemy, he will die. So I'd recommend going like for a lower amount of power and ferocity. Right now I am on Sentinel stats, which is kind of a meme, but still it makes me survive a lot, and I can hit everyone, and I can get the credit for every kill. The rune is Traveler for the movement speed, some boon duration on your swiftness which you apply yourself. Then on the short bow we run Fire and Hydromancy to get more AoE and to hit more enemies. And on the staff we run Fire Hydromancy again. And then, very important, run a magic find enrichment in your amulet. The traits consist in acrobatics, trickery and daredevil. These are done to remove the immobilize, which is constantly applied by the enemies around the labyrinth. Also you have this trait right here, dash, which removes any condition and also grants you swiftness, and you travel a short distance while dodging. Like it changes your base dodge roll. So this is the build. The traits don't really need to be explained. They are just to survive and to stay around and to be as fast as possible. The skills, I run this one as a healing skill, Channeled Vigor, because it grants you endurance. You will need endurance to dodge more and to have more swiftness, as you see, and to remove more conditions from yourself with this trait and also some other traits. Then we have Prepare Pitfall. You cast it, and like in 2 seconds you can press it again and you will have this pulsing AoE which helps you tag the mobs, very helpful for the doors. And Prepare 1000 Needles is the same, like big AoEs spamming for hitting the enemies. Then we run a Break Stun, which also helps us porting, which is the shadow step. You press it and you can press it again to remove some conditions and also return to your previous location. As elite skill we run Dagger Storm, which helps us hitting enemies and also makes us invulnerable for the duration. Like not invulnerable, but still you cannot be hit, you will evade everything. Before starting we should cap our magic find with what we have. So what you can do is getting the guild buff 10%, then you can get celebration bonus, which is given by celebration booster or birthday booster, so use it to have this 100 magic find. Then you can get the peppermint omnom berry bars, which is 30 magic find, 40% gold from monsters, experience from kills and karma. There is another omnom berry which gives us 40 magic find when we have a boon, but it doesn't give us the gold from monsters, and I think the monsters around here drop a lot of golds, like a lot of silvers, but if you do this for several hours a day, you will get a lot of golds just from killing the mobs. So I wouldn't skip this boon, meaning the 40% gold from monsters is very important in my opinion, so use it. Instead of this, you can also use the omnom berry bars, which are a bit cheaper. Then, as utility food, we can run this flask of pumpkin oil, which is 30% more magic find. Then you can also go the black lion boosters if you have them. I wouldn't recommend spending a lot of golds on them, like the statuettes I mean, but if you have them from some previous achievements you did, I think this is the right time to spend it. Then if you have some item booster, again you can use it. Then spirit banners, you can cast it to drop a banner which gives us magic find. There you go. And also guild heroes banner. You don't have to spawn everything on your own, but if the commander has it, just leech it. But if you can share it, it's a very nice thing to do. Then you can also use some Lucky New Year fireworks, which are from the festival, which is like in February I think. You can cast them and you get 10% magic find. It stacks in duration from up to 2 hours. So right now with my base magic find I reach almost 700 magic find, and keep in mind that the maximum cap of magic find is 750, so beyond that you will not get increased loot. So why do we cap the magic find? Basically we cap the magic find because we need the magic find to get more trick-or-treat bags. Like when you are walking around the labyrinth, you will kill the enemies, and these enemies will grant you trick-or-treat bags once killed, and once you kill the enemies you get these trick-or-treat bags, which are worth some silvers, but you can get like almost 1000 of them per hour, meaning that with the current price you can get a lot of golds. This is an example of a door boss, and as you can see it's kinda slow to kill, it takes several minutes. Also it has some teleports and some CCs. Other bosses are easier, but still it takes a while, so you lose a lot of time on which you could be killing mobs, which gave you more trick-or-treat bags. At the end of the boss though, when you kill it, you get a bouncing chest here, and also you can get the glorious chest here for some additional trick-or-treat bags, and also you will get a 25% magic find stack for 20 minutes, and these stacks will stack, meaning that if you kill more than one boss you can get more than one stack, and this help you make out a bit more from the next kills you get. So like you waste time doing the boss, but still you get magic find, which will boost your next drops from the mobs and from successive bosses. So it's not too bad, but still I wouldn't recommend killing the bosses. Just do it if the commander is doing it, or if you are too lazy, or if you need the achievements or whatever. This is an example of low creeps, low mobs, meaning that just some mobs will spawn, but it will not be a profitable door like the ones which spawn a lot of mobs, and which I will show you in a second. What makes this build great is the auto attack from the short bow, which bounces 3 times after the first hit, meaning that you can hit like 4 enemies, and also it has no cooldown, being an auto attack, and also is ranged, so it's very nice. Also sometimes the enemy skeletons are blocking and you can use your skill 4, which is unblockable, and also applies a daze, meaning that you will stand the block and you will get the credit, and the enemy will stop blocking and you can kill it very easily, so you will not miss any loot with this build. Also you are super fast, you have the superior rune of traveler for the speed, you have perma swiftness, and also I ran the relic, which I forgot to say, the relic of speed, which increases our movement speed by 66% while we are under the effect of swiftness. So you walk around with swiftness and try to hit everything. This is a bad squad right now because everyone is beyond the commander, so The people who actually follow the commander will lose all the loot. If you are in some kind of squad like this, just avoid it or go next. Be careful and try to stay always with the commander and behind the commander, because otherwise everyone loses the loot because you are just killing the mobs in front. Now there is an example of a farming door which spawn a lot of mobs. I know this because the doors are fixed, so every door will just spawn boss or the creeps, the mobs. So every door has a fixed spawn. As you can see, a lot of mobs are spawning in a second. It takes a while. What you have to do is just hit everything. While you are in melee, you can swap to staff and use your skill 5, which is a big AoE. And then you drop your utility skills, so you can hit everything. Then you can proc it again. And then you go for the next. Make sure to not overuse your utility skills, so you have a full coverage of the mob killing. Like now, you press it and they spawn again. They keep spawning, you attack, you swap in full melee, so you trigger the hydromancy sigil, you use your skill 5, you can swap again, and then you out attack, skill 2 if you need an additional AoE, and the door is done. You see, I did like 100 trick-or-treat bags in a second, so I think, I already tested this build. You can get like 3 stacks of trick-or-treat bags, which at the current cost you will get like 35 gold per hour very easily. I think if you don't slack and you can hit everyone, you can just get 1000 of trick-or-treat bags in 1 hour with this amount of magic find which I have right now. This is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope I was clear. Sometimes my English fails me, so if you have some questions because I wasn't very super clear, you can ask in the comments and I will try to answer as soon as I can. Thank you for watching, please consider a subscribe if you enjoy my content, and see you on to the next video. Bye and have a great farm and a great Halloween. See you!